From a very young age, and since that time, you were told something in particular. You were told something about the way you should look. You were told something about the way you should feel. You were told something about your very nature in this life, about who you are, about who you're supposed to be, about what you were supposed to do, and where you were supposed to go. From a very young age, all of this was told to you, and you believed it. You believed it because the people that told you, you trusted. You felt like every single word and every single motivation that they had inside was genuine because you didn't know any better. Because deep inside, you were still in touch with the true and real, genuine part of your soul. The real and true and genuine part of your essence here as a human in this lifetime. And so that part of you, the genuine part of you, the real part of you, the true part of you, believed the directions that came in from the outside world, took them in as if they were the truth and only the truth and no other truth but those truths that you heard that those people told you was right. And you followed those directions to a T. And you didn't complain. You made the best out of it. And you worked really, really, really hard. You worked harder than you even knew how to work at that time. You may have even impressed people. You may have received scholarships. You may have received a lot of money. You may have received a lot of recognition. You may have even received what you thought was love at that particular time for what you did. And so because we didn't know any better at that time, we said, whatever this thing is right here, right now, we got to keep doing this particular thing because we're getting money, we're getting recognition, we're getting fame, we're getting love, or a very definition of what love was at that time. And so it kept us going. It kept us going for a long, long, long time. Until you may have hit a certain point where you couldn't keep going anymore. You could no longer keep going and continue on that track, sustained by that thing that was told to you that was supposed to be the one thing you were supposed to be, do, and represent to the world. And now here we are. Here we sit as we are, imperfect as we are, emotional as we are, outrageous as we are, weird as we are, loud as we are, inconvenient as we are, impolite as we are, and here we sit. And the question we all ask is, what are we supposed to do with this self that we've realized we are now, outside of the facade that we've been running on for so long, that's fueled and sustained us for so long? What are we supposed to do with this heap of skin and bones and muscle and meat? As imperfect as it is, where are we supposed to go from here? That's the question we're looking to figure out today. And that's the question we're all asking at this moment in time on the spiritual journey, or we can just call it the human journey. If you're a human being, you belong in this journey. We're trying to find out where we're supposed to be going, what we're supposed to be doing. That is the purpose to today's live stream. Welcome to the live stream, everyone. It's so good to have you here. My name is Brandon Tobias. I'm a channeler, a medium, a psychic, and an intuitive health guide, and I'm here to help channel messages for our highest good in love and in life. To help you do two things. My goal on this channel, if you listen in weekly, if you listen in when I go live, my goal is to do two things: to help you unite and to create true love in your life, to create heaven on earth in your life through the dynamic of true love and relationship. And number 2, to help you find your deepest soul purpose here on earth. And I know that this sounds dramatic, and I know that it sounds crazy, and I know that it sounds exciting, and that's just me. But I'm here to do that in practical ways. And I'm here to do it because I'm doing it. I haven't done it, but I am doing it. And thus I can guide you guys on how to get to where we are at so far. Of course, half the credit to this journey goes to my other half, Paula Michelle, my divine feminine, my true love counterpart, whatever you want to call her, for being the inspiration to this journey. But the other half belongs to me. And together we're here to help unite true love counterparts, to help you find true love, but also to help that true love counterpart help you find your true purpose in this lifetime. So welcome to the live stream. Let me just briefly address everyone who's here. Hello on YouTube and on TikTok. We are live. We go live once a week, every single Sunday, as best as I can do it. I'm a little inconsistent at times. I apologize for that. Or maybe I shouldn't, because that's just who I am, baby. That's just who I am. And we channel these messages and we talk about love. And here's the deal. Nothing is perfect. No one is perfect. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. The masculine, the feminine energies, they're not perfect. They're imperfect. But together they are perfect. And it's why deep down inside, if you're watching this, you might have felt that there's a quest deep inside to find your other half. You might have felt, you know what? I'm imperfect, but that's okay. Because if I unite with my other half in love and in life, then I become perfect. And I unite with my version of God, whoever and whatever that is. When you find your other half, you unite with God even more closely and even more deeply. But guess what? Before you can do that, you got to find God within yourself as well. And I don't mean that in a religious way. I don't mean that in even a metaphorical way. I mean that quite literally. You got to find God inside of yourself. God is your drive. God is your purpose. God is your love. God is your self-confidence. And if you guys don't like the word God, that's okay. Divine creator of all that is, was, and ever will be, the universe. We can talk to New Agers. We can talk to religious people. We can talk to people who love Jesus alone. I don't care who I'm talking to. You got to find your version of that within yourself in order to fully unite. And then you got to be open to the rest of the journey that God and the universe wants to bring you on to unite with Him even more closely. And that's the journey we all come on today. So we're going to be doing 3 things on today's live stream, guys. We're going to be, of course, continuing on with the channeled messages for what we need to hear, what you need to hear on this live stream in love and in life. The channel messages of what you need to hear to confirm and give you clarity on your journey here and now in love and in life. I don't care if you're single. I don't care if you're in a relationship. I don't care if you are into soulmates, or I don't care if you're into twin flames, twin souls, or you're in a karmic relationship. All of these messages are intended for you to help steer you towards your true love counterpart and to help you maintain that true love relationship for the rest of your entire life. And no, I am not a guru. I'm not perfect, but I am in a divine relationship, and we are working through things as it goes, and it's hard. Oh my gosh, is it hard? Is it crazy hard? It ain't no happily ever after, guys. Let me just tell you right now, it's never going to be a happily ever after. Okay? It's not a happily ever after, and I'm here to share the reality. It's amazing. It's true love, but it's work. It's work, and it's worth it. It's worth it. It's worth it. So whatever it is I can pass on to you guys that might help your journey, I hope I can do so. That's my intention today. So we're going to be giving the channel messages in love and in life to help steer your way. Now remember, this is also for purpose, right? So even if you don't give a fuck about love, and that's okay. For those of people who are here who don't give a fuck about love, raise your hand. Give me an amen. It's okay. We're going to talk about purpose. But just remember that true love is connected to purpose, okay? And vice versa. Purpose is connected to true love, either within yourself or within your partnership. Well, then we're going to go into a channel tarot love reading. And now the tarot love reading, I've realized where I'm at in my journey, the way I channel is I channel the dynamics between relationship energies, even if you're single or if you're in a relationship, between the masculine and feminine energies, what lessons they may be learning and going through at this time, okay? And I'm talking about man and woman, man and man, woman and woman, right? It's just masculine and feminine energies within everyone, okay? There is no just man and woman, just woman and man. There's man and man, there's woman and woman, there's every other combination. But within those two people coming together, there must be a masculine energy and a feminine energy. And yes, they can switch back and forth, but there must be a masculine and a feminine energy together. And I like to call it alpha energy and omega energy, for those of you guys who are new to this particular love stream, in terms of how the masculine and feminine energies work together. We're going to talk about all of that and more today. Then we're going to be going into, if we have time, the astrology to see what's coming up in the next week or so in a channeled way, so we can be prepared for what's coming on society, what's coming in the stars and the sky and all those types of things. And at the very end, we're going to be talking about Q&A. If you guys have Q&A about love, soulmate, karmic, twin flame, my perspective as a divine masculine, things we've experienced being together as true twin souls in a divine counterpart journey here together, all that stuff is fair game. So let's read some comments here and then we'll get right into the live stream. All right, Jesse says, oh my God, yes, I would love that. Emily Turner says, hi. Lovey's MT, does masculine and feminine have anything to do with our birth charts? I'm a F, but chart is M. It does, but keep in mind, guys, even if you are your very nature, you're going to have more of one energy, most likely. It's most common to have more of one particular energy, masculine or feminine. But that doesn't mean you can't switch roles every once in a while. And you can be a woman with primarily masculine energy that finds a more feminine man. That does exist, by the way. It's rarer. I will say it's rarer, but it does exist, and vice versa. Nadia says, hi, Brandon. I'm a Cappy from Canada. Thank you for this amazing read. Oh, you're so welcome. Technicolor Heroes, I struggle with love. I want to love myself and my purpose and just follow it to the ends of the earth. I have big dreams. Yes, amen to that. I love it. MR, doesn't matter what I do. Everything falls apart when I'm getting there. I just told my other half twin goodbye. God is first in our lives, but he was broken from an ex-narcissist. Not easy to deal with. MR, thank you so much for being here today. I'm so glad you were here today because we are talking to you and everyone else here. Whether you're single, whether you're breaking up, whether you're saying goodbye to twin souls, we are all on the same journey. And I'm going to show you guys that today. So for those of you guys who aren't familiar with how channeling works, all right, I am a channeler. I'm a medium, a psychic, and an intuitive health guide. Okay, so I really primarily help people heal emotionally and physically. But on this live stream, I channel the guides, the collective guides, and the collective angels. Some of you guys may think that's crazy. That's okay. But you'll see my voice shift a little bit. You'll see my aura shift a little bit. You'll see the energy shift a little bit. That's because I'm channeling the angels and guides. If anyone asks why I became some different type of energy in the chat, just let them know he's channeling right now. But this isn't human Brandon. Human Brandon is here. And hi, guys. I love to be here. But we're going to go into channeling Brandon in a second. We're going to see what they have to say. Then we're going to be going into the channel tarot reading and have some commentary in between, okay? You're so welcome, MR. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so in love with the fact that you're here. That's what I want to say. So passionate. I'm so fired up. All right. So guides and angels, loved ones, masters and wise ones, angels and archangels. Remember, we are going to be channeling in this moment, everyone. So the energy is going to shift a little bit. Let me know if anyone that's chat can sense who comes in, because I'm going to be naming out the guides and angels who are going to be coming in. Guides and angels, loved ones, masters and wise ones, angels and archangels of God himself, okay? Jesus Christ, Mary Magdalene, we invite you in. Archangel Raphael, thank you for being here. Archangel Uriel, thank you for being here. Archangel Ezekiel, thank you for being here. Good, the three archangels. Thank you so much. And any other guides responsible for what this collective needs to know here and now. Through the power of unconditional love, we open this ceremony to hear whatever messages we all need to know in this particular moment in time. We wish for you in this moment to realize the thing that has been taken from you from a young age. You have not just been conditioned, but there's been an actual energy that's been taken from you that needs to be returned here and now. We will assist you, if you are open to it on this live stream, to retrieving that energy that has been taken from you in this moment. We ask that you close your eyes in this particular moment. We ask that you put one hand over the area of your body that feels most empty, that feels most unaligned, that feels most avoidant of the light. We ask for you to focus your energy in this particular area. We ask for you to ask that part of your body in this moment. I'll do it with you guys. Body of mine, what area What area, what piece of me has been taken against my sovereignty, against my will in this moment? Put your hand on that particular area and say these words aloud. I hereby claim any and all parts of me that have gone missing due to the will of others against my sovereignty as a soul and my sovereignty as a human being. I claim these parts back here and now. I claim them in God or Jesus' name. I claim them in the name of the divine and through unconditional love. Any or all of those will work, by the way. It doesn't matter. They're saying to you guys who like to say it in different ways. Any and all of those will work. I claim that back here and now so I can be in alignment with my purpose here on earth. As you command these energies back, you should feel energy coming back into you in a certain area. This is human branded. I'd like to see where you guys feel that. Go ahead and put it in the chat if you want. And at this time, we wish for you all to breathe in and to integrate that energy that comes back in through the power of unconditional love. We assist and help recognize each and every single one of you on this particular live stream who would like your energy back. Through the power of unconditional love, would like your energy back. Please claim it here and now, and you will receive it. Good. Now, some of you may ask at this moment in time how this is connected to love. We will explain in just 1 second. You will meet the love of your life when you are on the journey towards your true divine purpose. You will meet and be with. You will have an opportunity to meet and be with the person that is meant for you for a lifetime when you are on the journey towards what truly is your purpose here on earth. And when we say purpose, to be specific, we mean the thing that will change the lives of as many human beings around you as possible. You may not, in this moment, listening to this live stream, believe that you are capable of changing many lives. However, we ask you to look at how the things you've done in your past, whether it was recognized by you in that moment, we wish for you to recognize it now. How many lives that thing that you have done in a positive way has impacted many, many people around you, or even just a few. Because even impacting only a few lives or souls impacts the many. You must understand this concept now. As you impact only a few lives or only the few, you at the same time impact the many. And some people on this collective, in this live stream, were only meant to impact tangibly a few or a few hundred, but through that few hundred is going to impact millions upon millions, more than you can even see or imagine, across all the different star systems and galaxies across from the earth. You have no idea the shift in your energy, what that brings in, not just for you, but for every single one around you. What that wavelength emanating from you does as a mirrored effect from you to them, affecting thousands, if not millions of people around you. We ask you to see this now, how your actions specifically impact the lives of many, the many around you, even if it only seems tangibly like it's a few. You have no idea. We can see, talking from the angel's perspective, we can see, but you cannot see. We ask you in this moment to have faith. If you need money, if you need happiness, if you need money and you need happiness, please listen clearly. If you are here and you are looking for money and you are looking for happiness and you are looking for fulfillment, please listen clearly. You may not see how impacting the few or impacting the many through the few impacts your own life. However, we'd like to shine a light on this system so you understand it more clearly. Every single time you set an intention to impact the few, even one individual in your planet, even one or two individuals in your planet, you set off a chain reaction that is destined to impact the many no matter what. It is guaranteed. We don't care how many people you notice that you impact. You are in actuality impacting the many. And each time you do this, you set it up so that the energy you send out comes back to you in the time that it takes to impact the many. Let us say that in this moment you decide This is still being channeled, by the way. This is human Brandon, but this is still being channeled. Let us say in this moment, if you decide to go out and to create a piece of content or to create a piece of valuable material that will impact even one person, yes, it may take time, maybe a year or two, for that one person who was impacted to display the success of your impact, which will in eventuality impact millions. But in that time it takes, that energy will be steadily reciprocated back to you. And the more deeds you do in this manner, the more money, energy, fame, and success will come to you, or whatever it is you desire. We call it here and now the energy of opportunity. We call it here and now the energy of opportunity, meaning it's whatever you'd like to put this energy back towards that will be created into something that you actually desire and love. Let's say that you enjoy or want love. This energy of opportunity will make it easier and faster for you to find love. Let's say that you want money. This energy of opportunity will make it easier and faster for you to find money and to fulfill this part of yourself. Does this make sense to everyone? So we wish for each and every single one of you to know that it is not ever truly selfless. It is selfless, but it is not selfless, because every time you do a selfless act of impact, you are in turn setting up long-term fulfillment and long-term reciprocation of the energy of opportunity that wishes to come back to your soul. So we wish for you to let go and ignore the views, let go and ignore the chance that it will impact a lot of people, let go and ignore the chance that it will be highly successful or that will make you money in the short term. We ask that you trust and you take that leap of faith here and now, because this journey will find you in love. It will find you in love, and it will allow you to find your true love, and it will allow you to deepen your true love counterpart journey. We're at 144 at this moment in the chat. Twin soul number. Guides and angels, is there anything else that you would like to share in this way, in this moment? This is all channeled, by the way. This isn't Brandon. This is channeled stuff, guys. This is why the energy is different. Anything else you would like to hear in this moment in time, at this time? You must go. You must move forward. If you move forward, it will all come. It will come. Stop the hesitation. Stop the lack of decisiveness. Stop the lack of momentum. Move consciously forward. Create as you go, and this in turn will draw in. It will draw in the things you were looking for. From there on out, it's your choice as to what and how you'd like to experience from this energy of opportunity, but this is how it's created. We wish to share this with you here and now. Okay. Thank you so much, guides and angels. We close this ceremony, this particular channeled ceremony here and now. Let me translate a little bit. First of all, I'd love to hear what you guys thought of that channeled message, but let me translate just a little bit, okay? This is Brandon now. Brandon back here. Is what they said is, so long as you set that intention here and now to start on the journey towards your purpose, or start on the journey towards doing the things that not only do you find fulfilling, but that will actually impact other people in a positive way based on what you've experienced or based on what you know, that intention, no matter if it impacts even one person or two people, is setting it up so that in eventuality, you will receive back what they're calling the energy of opportunity, which can result in money, can result in love, it can result in fame or recognition, it can turn into something. But you see, the point they wanted to say as well is that it takes time. It takes time. It doesn't happen overnight, right? Many of us are addicted, and myself included, to instant successes, to instant success. Meaning if I put out a video and it gets, not a lot of views, I'm like, shit, that was a failure. When in reality, let's just say 5 people watched that video. Those 5 people got their impact. Takes them time to go out and impact 10 more people each, and then those people to impact 10 more people. And let's say in 5 years from that 5-view video, that video generated millions of impacted people. That reward for me doing that, it took 5 years, But the karma or the energy of opportunity that I would receive back from that is from millions of people impacted. Does that concept make sense to you guys? I've never heard that, by the way. That truly was not coming from me. That was just channeled. You guys see that? So in actuality, it's just like whatever it is we do now, it's having an impact. It's generating that long term. It's almost like putting it, what they're showing me kind of is like in a practical way, it's saying put it in an investment portfolio. And they're saying you might put $5 in your Roth IRA now, but in 20 years, due to compound interest and all the things that's done over time, now you're going to get back $1 million in 10 years, right? So the sooner you start, just like they say, the sooner you start investing into that portfolio, the quicker that money's going to accumulate, okay? And then you can use that money to enjoy and do whatever you want, and hopefully to do even more impact directly. That's my goal, at least. Okay? All right, good stuff. So that was the channeled messages to start. Let's go into the channel tarot reading. This, again, is going to be specifically for true love insights, okay? So, again, whether you're single, whether you're in a relationship, whether you're with a soulmate or you want a soulmate, your twin flame, twin soul, these are love messages generated through both the experiences that me and Paula are experiencing in a true love dynamic, but also channeled. So it's probably going to channel solutions for what we're going through for love overall between the masculine and feminine energies, okay? But I also open it up to just let them, channel about what they want to channel. All right, so guides and angels, loved ones, masters and wise ones, angels and archangels. We ask for Jesus and Mary Magdalene to join this particular ceremony here and now, and to channel whatever messages in love and in life, but specifically in true love, are relevant for the collective at this moment in time. What is it that all of us need to know at this particular moment to guide our way? And if you guys want to see the cards are on YouTube, by the way. They're showing on the screen here. So that is an option for you guys. Links in bio for that. I think the link's in the bio. It might not be. I might have taken it down, so that's okay. All right, channel messages in love and in life. Here we go. Arrange these crystals. They wanted this citrine over here as well. All right, here we go. What do we got? So this is specifically for everyone watching this live stream, by the way. This is channel for everyone on this live stream. How it works is I use the collective energies around to pick up the energies that we need to know, okay? And then channel for all of us, on behalf of all of us, okay? So here we go. Opening the ceremony here now to the power of unconditional love. Good. Well, they weren't lying when they said to move forward. Okay, so now is the time to move forward. So it seems that the best energy, here's the lovers on the bottom of the deck. The best energy that you can have right now is an energy of moving forward no matter what. And here's the deal. This is going to be a tough message to swallow. Some of you guys are experiencing this. If you're trying to move forward in your life purpose or do the things that make you happy, and you're with someone or you were with someone that just is not able to handle that or keep up with that or resonate with that or be in alignment with that, it's time for them to go. And you will know, and this will be a tough choice, but some of you guys are saying we can't sacrifice our true mission, our true way of being, our true purpose anymore for a person. I don't care if it's twin soul, twin flame, soulmate, karmic, or any of the rest of it. In order to make progress in life now, it's about moving forward with what makes us happy and what makes us fulfilled and what actually makes progress in love and in life for ourselves. Okay? Knowing that if and when we're with the right person, moving forward in alignment with the thing that will help move our life forward will move the relationship forward too, will move the progress towards meeting the person that you're meant to be in a relationship with, right? Having that faith. I like to, for those of you guys curious, this is just a little side note of, how do you know when someone's really your person or whether or not your person? And I made a TikTok about this, is The moment you really start to do, you really start to discover, you really start to do what's in your heart, your true purpose here on earth, the thing that lights you up, that you're passionate about, that you're like, this is going to change lives. I'm really excited about this. I'm fired up. And that throws someone else away, that repels them away, or the relationship gets more distant, or it just becomes incompatible. That's not your person. That's not your person. Because one of three things are going to happen. One of two things are going to happen. Either they're going to say, this energy isn't going to work for me. It's not my energy. Or number two, they're going to transform. They're going to transform. If they were resistant, they're going to transform and grow in their own hearts and souls, so that the true energy inside becomes or shows to be compatible with your true purpose. Does that make sense? Sometimes in partnerships, it seems incompatible, but really it's just their ego part, the shadow or ego part of them that gets repelled from your true purpose, from your heart's essence, right? So one of two things are going to happen. Either that's real and they're going to go away because that's not compatible, or number two, they're going to transform and heal because you're following your light, so that they are compatible, because deep down inside they always were. They just didn't realize it. Does that make sense to everyone? Okay? So that's the first message is, if you're not moving forward, you're going to be stagnant and you might be left behind. And you cannot be left behind or stagnant for any one person in particular. You got to go. And you got to trust that, hey, if that person's not willing to move with you, they're not your person. They're not your person. And I say this because I've done it as well. Okay? 3 of Swords, 4 of Wands, Ace of Wands, King of Swords, and the Magician. Okay? Some of us were facing an illusion. Okay? Some of us were facing an illusion of something that we thought was going to fall happily into our homes, happily into our life, happily into our heart in this moment. Something we could depend upon for a lifetime. And some of us are still feeling a little bit wounded or a little bit hurt from an illusion we've been through in this moment. That was something was supposed to go through. Something was supposed to be a happily ever after, and it just didn't end up being that. There's still hurt and wounds coming from that particular saga, that particular episode. That's caused some of us to fear the repercussions of what true love really is. Okay? If you look into your heart and you ask, hey, am I okay with being in love with someone? Am I okay with being in a partnership with them? The answer might be, yeah, but not really, because I really got to do what's important to me. I really got to make sure I'm doing what my purpose is, and I can't be going through an experience where I get left out in the cold again, or I get hurt or broken, or I go through an illusion again. This is the fear that might be coming up and plaguing some of us in this particular moment, and I feel you. I feel you, because that's in my heart too. That's scary, right? But the truth is, if you've been through that lesson already, and you've looked at that lesson, okay, let's say you've been through that experience, you've been through the illusion, and you look back and you say, I thought with all of my heart that was supposed to be the one, that was supposed to be the thing I was meant to be in for a lifetime. And you really look back and you allow yourself to examine that thing, and you really allow yourself to see why that didn't last, like from a practical standpoint. Because true love is emotional, yes, but it's also practical. This is what they don't tell you in the whole twin flame, twin soul world. True love is also practical. Meaning if you're going to have a lifetime relationship with someone, it's got to practically work on the surface too. It's got to work in human reality too. Okay? That's the truth. I understand soul connections. I understand twin flames. I am one. I get it. But I also understand that at the end of the day, and this is a beautiful conversation I had with Paula, my girlfriend, this morning, was everyone's karmic. Everyone's a karmic, including your twin flame. And I'm in one. We're karmics too. You know why? Because we have a lot of karma together. But we may just also have a contract where if we choose it, we can be together for the rest of our lives. But we both got to choose it. We both got to choose it. There is no destiny here. Okay? There's no destiny here. The way it works is there is a highest timeline. There is a highest timeline. Okay, what God wants, what the universe wants, the highest possible divine timeline. And that may involve two people being together. But at the same time, both people have to choose to align with that timeline. They both have to be on that same page. If one or both are not ready for that, it's okay. They're going to go choose to experience something different for a little while until eventually their soul catches up, and then they choose to experience the aligned timeline. Time is not linear. They can do this as many lifetimes as they want. But until they actually do what is in God's plan, they won't allow their soul to progress forward and to move forward. Does that make sense to everyone? I hope that makes sense. I know that might be a little confusing, but the point is, even if you've been stuck in that illusion, or you've gone through that experience where it was an illusion and you didn't really know it until it ended, you can look back and ask yourself, what were the practical reasons that didn't take place? And then look at what you have now and ask yourself, is that the same thing as what's happening now, or is that just a fear in my heart? Is that the same thing that's happening now, or is that just a fear in my heart from my past? And that will show the way. That will show you the way here and now. Okay. Someone asked, how do we know God's plan? It will be in your heart. It will be in your heart. And you can ask him as well. You can ask God, what is your plan for me? What is your plan for me in this person? And you got to be open to listening. That's the only thing I can share with you is you got to be open to listening. And you ask God, God, what is in my heart? What is your plan for me in this person? And trust it. No matter what it says, trust your heart. Okay? Trust your heart. But you got to be open to listening. You can't make it anything else other than what it is, and you got to trust your heart. That's how you will differentiate between maybe what you think or what you want and what your ego's wanting and what's really in your heart. Okay, King of Swords here with the Magician as well coming up. Okay, so many of us have come into this, I've got to focus on me, I've got to do my plan, I've got to gain my empowerment, and I think that's all good and dandy. But also remember, and this is just a reminder, that as you're on your true plan, as you're focusing on yourself and your purpose, that's when true love's going to come to you. Okay? And sometimes that's how God wants it, is God says, yeah, we're going to put you in this situation so you're forced to do your sole purpose. You're forced to do the truth of what's in you for a little while by yourself. And then once you start on that journey, we're going to send you a person. But then many people are like, no, I'm good now. You know what I mean? It's like, and God's like, well, this is the true person. Like, this is really who you're meant to be with. and we're like, nah, God, that didn't work out too well last time. Okay. That was an illusion last time. I'm not falling for that illusion again, God. You guys see that? You guys see that? So my point here and the message is, yes, go for your purpose. Make it about you. Go do your thing. Find your empowerment. Go change lives. But then remember that if you're meant to be with someone this lifetime, that's when it's going to come to you, when you least expect it, when you least maybe even want it, and it's going to come right to your heart. And then the question is, are you open to God's plan for you both in that moment? Okay? Are you open to God's plan for you in that moment at that time? Death card, 10 of Swords, 4 of Swords, 2 of Cups, and the 2 of Pentacles. What a beautiful energy here. We've got such a dichotomy. Death card, 10 of Swords, 4 of Swords in the middle here, 2 of Cups and 2 of Pentacles. So many of us are contemplating, what it is we really want in this moment, who it is we really are, what our goals really are when it comes to love. What is it we choose to experience in this lifetime? Do we really choose to experience being in a partnership? True love, do we want to engage in true love at all? Or would we rather be with ourselves in this lifetime? That's the decision we're looking at. We're looking at everything. Soulmates, true twin flames, true love, divine counterparts, karmics, all that stuff. We're taking some time to contemplate the past, what happened in the past, what was not true in the past, so we can decide if that's what we want moving forward. And if we do, how it should go down, how it can go down. Okay. Now, I want to pause here because that's a very important contemplation to consider and to go through. And that contemplation is this. Deciding whether or not you want to be in or you're open to a partnership for the rest of your life will literally change the rest of your life dynamic. Okay, your life will be a very different lifestyle if you choose to be in love and partnership versus whether you say, I'm not doing that in this lifetime, I'm closed off to it. Okay, now I can't make that decision for you. Only you can make that decision for you. But trust me when I say that truth of what you really want is in your heart. And my one recommendation is to look at that thing in your heart and let go of anything else around it that may try to skew it. Because there may be parts of us right now that are trying to shield the truth in our hearts and saying, you don't need love. It's not really for you. You're just going to go be by yourself and do this. Or the opposite, right, is, I really, really, really want a true love partnership now, and my life doesn't mean anything if I'm not in a true love partnership. In reality, your heart's like, what are you talking about? Like, you actually want to go be free and travel and just like have experiences and have multiple partners. And, it's all about what's already in your heart. Not everyone's meant to end up in a divine relationship for the rest of their lives. Some people are meant to have multiple soulmates. Some people are meant to have one growth-oriented partnership. Some people are meant to be alone. It just depends what's in your heart. And all that we ask in this moment in a channeled way is ask your heart today, here and now, what that is, and then make your decision and go and stick in it and have faith in that decision, okay? That's the message here. Last row, we have the 8 of Cups, the 5 of Wands, High Priestess, and 3 of Cups, because to not do that would be to unconsciously continue to fight yourself. How many guys feel like no matter what you've done, there's been this constant push and pull struggle inside of your heart right now? Yeah? How many guys feel like that might be the case for you, where like no matter what you do, you may be reading a book, meditating, watching TV, going for a walk in the park, there's just this uneasiness inside that you're not really sure why it's there, but it's this conflict that drives you back and forth and it drives you crazy. It's because you haven't made your choice yet. That's it. You haven't made your choice as to what you want to experience, what you really need to experience in this lifetime, what you really want and need to experience, because it's a combination of both. And so all you need to do in order to escape the inner conflict that might be residing in your heart in this moment is go deep within and decide what it is you actually want to experience without judgment. Without judgment. And let me say this very clearly. I'm not one of those teachers or gurus that's going to say that everyone has to be in love or everyone has to do this, or everyone has their own experience. Life, love, Paula Michelle, everyone's taught me through my experience that there is no one right way. So you got to want to look at your heart here and now and ask your heart, what is it I want? Let go of the judgment. What do I want to choose? What do I want to experience? And what am I going for? What am I going for that will allow me to truly enjoy my life, but at the same time find fulfillment? Because if we take the term enjoy, enjoyment also means giving back. See, we were designed as human beings to enjoy giving back to others, which is why I don't separate enjoyment from fulfillment anymore or purpose anymore. Because to truly enjoy life is in some way, shape, or form eventually to give back to the world. That's what we're all programmed to do in some way. Okay, unless we choose a darker path, which is another live stream. So today is recognition of self day, recognition of our own heart and soul day, recognition of our personal choice in love and in life, what we want to experience, and then to clear the conflict and say, I choose this. It's my goal to experience this, and that's what I'm going for. That's who I am. And I don't care who judges it. I don't care if twin flame tarot readers tell me I should be in a twin flame partnership. I don't care if my parents say I should be married. I don't care about any of that stuff. I'm going to choose what's resonance with me. What's in resonance with me. All right? Now, it just so happens a lot of you guys do want to experience true love. And if you're on that journey, I can definitely help guide you. That's what this channel is all about. But before you can actually experience that, you got to choose that. Okay? And you got to be open to it. So, guides and angels are saying, last messages here, 3 of Wands with the Sun card, with the Tower card, commit or fall. Commit or fall to your choice. All right? Decide on your happiness. Decide on your path. Decide on the way that you're going to experience life, or have it all fall down. And either way, your choice might make a lot of things fall down, and that's okay too. If your choice causes destruction in the lives of others, no matter what that is or no matter what the repercussions of that is, that's okay, so long as you're being true to yourself, like truly true to yourself. And that's all that matters. That is the only way that you will reach who you were meant to be in this lifetime and impact as many people as you were meant to impact if you are truly true to yourself. So we ask you to make that choice here and now before and so that you can continue or engage or find the love of your life if that is what you are looking for in this moment. Okay? Because seek and you shall find. Seek and you shall find. But you got to seek first. And that's what's missing for a lot of us in this moment is we're not finding because we're not seeking. Seek and you shall find. Knight of Cups, Ten of Cups, and the Hangman. Final message to those of you guys who are wanting to find your person or wanting to find love or waiting for the person to come to find you. It will come after you do all of your work. See, how it works is there's a karmic set of work that all of us must do at some point in our lives. Some of us get to it very early on. Some of us it takes years and years and years. But at some point we're going to have to do this work. That could be emotional healing work. It could be physical work. It could be money work. It could be societal work. There's some type of karmic responsibility that we have to finish or we have to do before love can arrive. And the final message for those of you guys wondering is, if you're wondering when or why or how this works, it involves you doing the work first to then experience and enjoy the reward of true love ever after and happiness. In a practical way, though, the true dynamic, okay, the true frequencies of alpha omega merging together for love and for life, for the rest of life. But that comes after you have fulfilled a part of your karmic duty. So, the moment that you identify and finish that karmic duty, it's all fair game. And the moment you complete that and then you move into what you're actually here to do is when your true love counterpart will come for you. Okay? All right, guys, that is the True Love and Life Tarot reading. I hope that was helpful for all of you guys. If you guys want to see the replay or watch that back and get some more of those channel messages, it will be on YouTube. My channel name is Brandon Tobias, formerly known as Science of the Soul and Stars. And possibly for those of you guys who are wanting it, I might be going back to Zodiac Tarot readings on a weekly basis. We'll see about that. I've been contemplating that for a little bit. That came to me this morning, so we'll see if it's something that comes through. So if you want to check those out and see what content's coming out, be sure to subscribe to Brandon Tobias on YouTube. Now, let's go ahead and check the comments briefly before we continue on with this particular live stream, see how everyone's doing. All right. Aaron Bryan says, I thought I did the work. Feels like every time I choose love, another lesson gets thrown at me that sets me back. I know, Aaron, that's a familiar feeling as well. Every time we choose love and we accept it into our life, it's like, nope, there's another roadblock. Nope, there's another lesson. Nope, there's another piece of work. And trust me when I say I know it feels never ending. I've been there as well, where I had to spend a lot of time, and Paula knows this lesson as well. You got to spend a lot of time just saying, you know what, I just got to keep going. I just got to keep going, Have faith. Have faith and love will come. Many guys might need to hear that as well, I understand setbacks. I understand what it means to have to strive and desire and feel you deserve love and all these things, and it just keeps setting you back. And I'll tell you, if you feel deep inside that that's what you want and that's what you deserve, but you keep getting set back, that's also still part of your work, and it's still possible. You're not stuck. You're not doing the wrong thing. Let this be a confirmation. It's just your continued work, and I promise you, it's preparing you to be a better leader in your purpose. And I know that for sure with you, Aaron Bryan, just from a channel perspective, I know that this is preparing you for your purpose. So keep going. I got to say that to everyone, though, as well. Nikki says, yes, don't give up. Keep moving forward. It's part of our life lessons. Absolutely. 3 traumas this year. Therapy twice a week. Definitely been rough, but finally a healing job. Just lack love. Awesome. Trishla, your journey here, and I think it's a beautiful journey, is learning to see that love already exists inside of you, and learning to see the areas inside of you that already lack that love that you can give to yourself. And I promise you, once you give that love to yourself into the parts of your body that feel they're devoid of love, you won't need therapy anymore. You won't need any of that stuff. You will feel whole and complete within yourself, and you will stop searching. And if you want to do the exercise that will cure all of it without therapy, go watch the replay of this live stream. We do a channeled incantation to help replenish those missing pieces. All right. Good stuff, guys. Now, I want to do this. I want to take a brief look at the astrology just for the week ahead, because I know a lot of people like to look at the astrology just to see what kind of lessons are coming here. And then I want to do some Q&A, and then we'll end it after that. You know, we've shortened things up a bit here. But I am going to be switching over to the astrology. If any guys have questions, by the way, feel free to either ask it as a Q&A question or put it in the YouTube chat somewhere where I can see it. Technicolor here says, I want true love so bad, but I need to start my career and hope it comes with it. That's awesome. Yeah. I love that. Not too far away there. Thank you so much for sharing message and connecting with the guys. You're welcome. Jay Malogno in the house. Welcome, brother. It's good to have you here. You popped in just in time. We're going to be going through the astrology in this moment. There we go. Now, just so you guys know, just quick update on new moon situation. Thank you. Shout out to Paul and Michelle for pointing this out. We have a new moon on Thursday, I believe July 28th. So the new moon coming up, most close by to this live stream, is this upcoming Thursday, July 28th. Okay, so what I'm going to do in this section is I'm going to go over the current astrology in this moment to see what kind of lessons and themes we're experiencing energetically generally right now. And then we're going to be going into the new moon astrology to see what's going on with that. And we're going to be going into any prominent energies that we can experience late July, early August here moving forward, okay? If you guys want to see the charts again, YouTube channels, Brandon Tobias, it is live on the screen here. Okay. Technically here is, do you do any new moon rituals or special meditations? Sometimes I do. It just depends on what my body's feeling in that moment. But I'll be honest, that's more Paula's thing. I don't really do too much of that stuff. I just kind of meditate as I need to. MR Pisces here. Welcome, Mr. Pisces. All right. Make sure you guys can see the cursor. Okay, you guys can see the cursor. Beautiful. All right, so here we go. So South Node's here in Scorpio. All right, South Node's here in Scorpio. North Node is in Taurus as we speak in this moment. It's 4:25 p.m. MST, July 24th, with Uranus and Mars and North Node here. So we're really getting an in-depth understanding of what we're here to do, but in a more practical way. Because Taurus is all about practicality. All right, Taurus isn't about the woo-woo. It's not about the spiritual. It's okay with that. Like, Taurus is like, yeah, it's okay. You can channel the guides, Brandon. But how is that in the end going to make sure I'm safe and have money? Okay? Like let's just get to the practical side. Like, everything you channel is great. But how is that going to ensure that I'm secure, that I'm safe, that I have enough food, that I do these things, right? So Uranus and Mars here. So not only are we finding ways that's here to fulfill ourselves and step into a new way of being, but also in a practical way, how that's going to provide security for us for the long term. So it's got to have both. So whatever ideas you're coming through that are going to help you to emanate from your true soul purpose, it's also got to be practical, and it's got to have that financial or that security element to it, that long-term certainty to it, okay? But also, there's got to be a long-term vision to it. Here's what I'm getting right now is there's got to be a long-term vision of, if I start to do this now, what can this create for me in the next 5 years? If I start something right now and I just work consistently and committed to it, what can it build for me in the next 5 years that can provide for me and my family for a lifetime? Okay, me and my future family, me and all these things for a lifetime. So these are the questions coming up in this particular moment. In order to do this, it's really going to be around your roots and sacral chakra, okay? And just in a practical way, the area of your body down here above your pelvis, okay, below your belly button. This is where the body deals energetically with security, safety, with money, and how you receive money, or how some of us create money. Now, the way money works is money is energy. So some of us literally create energy inside of us. Okay, in human design, it's called a generator. We create money inside of us. Others of us are specialized at receiving money from the outside or energy from the outside. Okay, you guys follow me so far? So the first thing is you got to identify, how is it I desire to make money inside? Do I desire to create something that generates or creates money itself? Or do I desire to be something that effortlessly receives money to me and energy to me? Okay, there's two very different ways of creating this. But you really got to figure that out. You got to feel into that, and that's going to be bottom half of your body. What is that for you in this moment that's going to, yes, fulfill a part of you, but also fulfill the security, the certainty needs for you in terms of money? Okay. Someone asked, how do I book a session? My website's brandontobias.com. I do live one-on-one sessions, channeled messages, tarot readings, all that stuff. brandontobias.com if you guys want a session or a recorded reading. I should have promoted that earlier, but I sometimes forget. Okay, so that's where we're coming into. That's how you see that. Now, my specialty with, I call it empowerment astrology, is I look at the planets and then I correlate that to your body. So I advise you, all right, planets are here. This is where you want to go to figure it out in the body. Okay. Yes, I would say sacral and root chakra, but more so the sacral at this time is activated, needing to be explored. Okay. So here's the little tip here that's going on with the astrology is, in order to really be effective at this, you got to bring in the element of a little bit, not too much, but a little bit of survival, a little bit of the energy of survival. Okay. All of us deep inside have a primal essence of survival. What do we need to do to survive in this moment? That's also going to create something for the long term. That's also going to bring fulfillment and happiness, peace, and joy. If you bring in just a little tiny bit of that survival energy, okay, that will show you very strongly. I just felt it pop into my body as well, what we need to be doing, where we can put our efforts in now to be able to build something for the long term. Now, here's the key though, is it can't just be about survival alone, right? Survival energy is just job energy, okay? Now, there's nothing wrong with a job at all. There's nothing wrong with a job at all. Jobs are great for certain reasons, but they are about survival. The energy of jobs is survival. It's trading time for the guaranteed energy of survival. Trading time so that I guarantee I survive and I can provide. Okay, how many guys agree with this or resonate with this? Most of the time, 90% of the time, generalized, jobs equal survival. Okay. So what I'm talking about is, what is the way that you can bring a little bit of that element of survival energy, but that survival energy puts work in towards building something that will then create its own momentum and keep you provided and certain for a lifetime without you ever having to work again. What is that thing here and now in your soul that wants to come through that will also at the same time impact people in a positive way? Those three elements is what we have to think about. Okay, those three elements. Bye, Patricia. Thanks for stopping by. Those three elements. So survival, okay, long-term abundance or long-term self-generated momentum, meaning it takes on a life of its own. And number three is fulfillment or impact in others. You can say whatever fits the bill there. Okay. So those are all the messages with what's going on in this moment that can be useful, hopefully, to our lives. All right. Now, we mentioned already the choice we'd all have to make, like what it is we're looking to experience, what it is we're looking to create, what it is we're looking to step into. But we also mentioned asking in your heart, what is the highest plan for me? Whether you believe in God, the divine, whatever that is, the creator of all that is, asking in your heart, what is the highest possible timeline? What is the highest possible plan for me? That's where you get the long-term vision. If you guys are asking, well, how do I find this long-term vision out? Because that's not going to be in your sacral, by the way. That long-term vision is not going to be in your sacral. That's survival energy. Heart will bring in your long-term vision of what is in the plans, what is in the cards, so to speak, what is in the divine timeline. So you can ask your heart now, okay? And this goes into here, this alignment here, Neptune with Juno trine the south node, okay? Because this is going to be coming from a plan. You had a past life plan. Let me bring this to your awareness. You had a past life plan or a soul-oriented plan before you incarnated in this moment that wants to come up. And that soul said, the part of your soul said, here's how I'm really good at making a lot of money, or here's what I'm really good at naturally creating or being. South Node energy, okay? South Node energy. Oh, thanks for the hat and the tip. I appreciate it. And here's what I'm coming here to create, so that I don't have to worry about money anymore. Okay? You had a plan. You had a plan to create something like that is meant to just provide money for you. And you know what? I'm going to be honest with you guys. For me, I'm just realizing this. I'm channeling this. For me, that's tarot. I've never necessarily thought that tarot was going to be like my life thing, like my destiny, right? I always wanted to go into things. But the thing is, tarot has always been meant to be, it's like a long-term business that will impact people, but also provide tangible finances to create security. That I came into this lifetime with a natural ability to do and step into at the time I needed it most. So that's what I want you guys to ask yourself in your heart. What is that thing that you already have inside that you just have to let go and create, that will create a long-term, self-sustaining, financially viable business or way of receiving income that can then allow you to branch into deeper levels of your purpose? That is the purpose of that thing that we just were talking about. The thing that got your guides, your angels were like, all right, dude, you're going to go in, you have this gift to channel and do astrology, do these things, create a thing, a business around it. Once that's good, then you can dive into these other reasons. Yeah. What is that for you? What is that for you? Yeah. Okay. Money's only part the vehicle. But it's really, in essence, the guides are using it as a way of also impact. Because in order to receive money, you got to also genuinely give value to people. You got to also give value. And it just so happens you're really good at something. You came into this life really good at something that it may not feel exciting to do because you're so good at it, right? But it brings in security and safety. So that's what to focus on this moment in time. So that's really interesting at this particular moment. Let me know what your guys' thing is. I want to hear what that is for you guys. And thank you, Jessica J. She says subscribe. Please be sure to subscribe to the channel, of course. Brandon Tobias. Hit the like button on that video, that live stream, please. I appreciate it. And all those things. So Moon's in Gemini as well. It's trine Saturn. So yeah, okay. From above as below. What can you see here now? What can you figure out? What can you figure out? What can you create that's going to be very useful for long-term security and safety? All right, that's in your heart. It's got to be in your heart, though. All right, that's the key here. All right, let's go ahead and look at the new moon. I'm going to go to the exact day and the exact moment that the new moon is happening, which I believe, as I mentioned, is the 28th. 28th. And there we go. All right, so I'm just adjusting the chart here, guys. Sorry for the pause. Okay, there we go. So 28th of July, new moon in Leo. New moon in Leo, okay? Beautiful new moon, by the way. It's conjunct Ceres, it's conjunct Mercury here. So a lot of planets with this new moon, okay? A lot of planets here. It's opposing Pluto. It's opposing Saturn as well. Oh, yeah. This is going to bring a lot up. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. It's going to bring a lot of karma up. This, and look, there's no good and bad, I'll say that, but there's going to be a lot of positively oriented and more negatively oriented energies coming up. Think of it like the great return. I'm just going to call it that, the great return of unclaimed karma. Okay? The great return of unclaimed karma. This new moon will either set you off into a new direction, a new way of being that will forever light you up and bring a new chapter into your life, or it's gonna completely really bring you down to the dumps and sabotage a lot of things. Not because there's malicious things, but because that's what some people may have earned. Okay. Now, hopefully that's no one on this live stream, but I do say it because you may be seeing this start to happen to people. You may start to see people in your life that haven't been doing their work, or they haven't been really keeping their health well, or they haven't been doing these things, and they're getting hit. They're getting hit hard with this. Okay? And it's sad. It's really unfortunate. I will say that. But you're going to start to see the decline, the rapid decline of a lot of people or a lot of energies around you that is not meant to align with your path, okay? And at the same time, you're going to have the energy behind you to move forward in a really tremendous way. Now, here will be the really hard part of this new moon, okay? And I'm just going to be very honest with you guys, is when this happens, and most people on here are really they're going to receive a lot of good karma, and this is really going to be a lot of energy, okay? I want you to imagine all the energy that's been taken from you over the years, or kept from other people, or that other people have kept from other people, like people who unconsciously or consciously take energy from people, okay? That's the best way I can describe it. Now, those people may have gotten away with that way of being for a long time. All right, they may have even grown old doing that. But with the energies of this new moon here and now, it's going to force those people to release all the energy that they may have taken in a negatively oriented way back to the people who deserve it. This is the great return of karma is what they're showing. Okay? And the hardest part about this is, and Kathy says, I hope it's nobody I'm close to. It will be for some of us. I'm not saying for you particularly, Kathy, but I'm saying it will be for some of us, people close to us. We will have to watch, and we will have to see the suffering of people close to us. And even worse than that, in some ways, receive their energy to go forward. And there will be a choice at that time. And that choice is, do I take the energy that's rightfully mine and move forward and go live my life purpose and let them face their karma? Or do I stop my progress and suffer with them? That is the real life choice that many of us will have to face at that time. And for some of us, it will be the hardest choice of our lifetime. I'm just going to be honest with you. And everyone's going to make that choice, but my recommendation to you as a guide, as a channeler, as a human being here, just my recommendation is to you is that everyone must reap what they sow. Everyone must reap what they sow at some point or another. And even if you hold yourself back and you suffer along with them, it ain't going to change their circumstances. It ain't going to change the energy that they have to experience. It's just going to bring you down into it with them. Does that suck? Yeah. Is that unfortunate? Yeah. But those of us who have been doing the right things and really working hard and really being right with ourselves, being right with the divine, are going to receive a bunch of energy back from all the people who have not been right with themselves or the divine, so we can move forward and we can actually create change. So it will be hard. Just going to tell you right now. And whether or not you want to call this the splitting of the two earths and the new earth and the old earth and all that stuff, but really it's just the great return of karma hitting in a big way on this new moon. That's what I see. And I see that because Pluto and Saturn, Pluto's in Capricorn. You know, Pluto or Capricorn's ruled by Saturn. Saturn's here in Aquarius, both opposing this new moon with Mercury in Ceres. So the earth itself, because Ceres is representative of earth as well. So intense times, to say the least. I will say that. Intense times. Good, very, very good times for some people, for most people, okay, on this live stream. Very, very negative times for other people. But the thing to remember is, overall, it's a good thing. overall, even if bad things happen to some people. Why? Because they're reaping what they sowed. And the universe would not be the universe if people didn't reap what they sowed. Okay? Karma wouldn't be a thing. Punishment or justice, that's the word, justice wouldn't be a thing. So we must be willing to take it and to move forward with love. And look, and the best thing we can do, by the way, especially if you're someone who's been hurt or wounded by people who have hurt you in the past, who then face their karma, I'm just going to say this. Just know that on some level, you'd be doing yourself a disservice if you did not forgive and love them overall, even if they hurt you. It may be tempting sometimes, and I've been there as well, to where we want to say, ha, that person's finally getting their karma. Ha, that person's finally, getting what they deserve after all this time. And I understand, and I know that's tempting, but the reality is that person was here, and those person's actions taught you a lesson, and they helped to create the version of who you are today. And if it weren't for that person hurting you, you wouldn't be the amazing, beautiful, strong, and wise person you are today. And eventually, we all got to come together anyways. So their suffering is your suffering. Just remember that when all this happens. Okay? Do we need them to forgive us as well? No. Only us. It only matters with us. They will learn that in their own time. Okay? When it's time for them. But no, we don't need them to forgive us or anything like that. It's only us that we need to forgive. Learn to forgive. Okay? For yourself, for your own favor. All right. Now, and so anyways, point saying, you may have people's memories, people's energies, people coming to you at that time and really asking for your forgiveness or things you need to let go of at that time. Okay, so just keep that in mind. If you decide to forgive, if you decide to let go, if you decide to be good, right, with them and yourself and the divine, things are going to be amazing for you. If not, it's going to weigh you down. Okay? All right, good. All right, let's just look into the wee days of August, and then we'll close this down because I want to see right after this new moon. Hi from Brazil. Hi from Phoenix, Arizona. Right after this new moon, what do we got coming up? So August 3rd, 4th, 5th. Let's go to the 7th here. All right. Wow. So August 7th, this is really, what this is going to say is really the theme of August, okay? What we're going to be experiencing in August. There's a lot of really good energies in August. I'm going to say that right off the bat. We have, on August 7th, we've got a nice grand trine here happening between Sun and Leo, Chiron and Aries, and the Moon in Sagittarius. So fire sign trine. Beautiful. August 7th. So if you have not been able to necessarily move forward, quote unquote, that chariot energy into your given thing, your given practice, your given way of being, you're going to have no choice but to move forward. You're going to be moving forward into something by August 7th, all right? Obviously, hopefully that's a very positive thing, but just know if you haven't been able to move forward just yet, you're going to be flying forward by August 7th, okay? Flying forward into your next venture, your next project, your next long-term thing. You're going to be on fire. Just make sure you don't burn yourself out, okay? Make sure that fire is here and combined with love and not here to destroy. So fire, we know, can create, and fire can also destroy, all right? Can fire create? I don't think fire can create. Fire can transmute. There we go. So that's going to be good. There's also, however, we got Saturn squaring the nodes here as well. So that's the tough part. So I sense there was some friction there too. So Saturn squaring the nodes is, you really might be, yeah. Here's another possibility happening in August here. Some of us are going to be flying forward, okay? Wings at our back, so much momentum, so much enthusiasm, just living our dream life, okay? Just showing up as we are, having a great time. And we're going to be coming into contact with, guess who? People who are kind of in the middle of, they really aren't, they didn't reap all the negative karma, but they kind of aren't fully in their choices to be in their fullest, highest alignment. And you're going to be coming into contact with those people who are half in, half out. Okay? That's going to be the hard part is you might come into contact with someone that triggers the crap out of you because they're living their best life and you're like, shit, like, fuck, I got to make a choice so I can live like that. Or you might come into contact with people who are in that energy and really get a little bit kind of, triggered by what they're seeing from you. Okay? So there might be some friction there as well, is what I'm saying. There's also a Grand Cross here, not to mention, right? So there's also ironically, there's a Grand Cross at the same time happening with Saturn, North Node Uranus here, Sun, and South Node. So yeah, no, there's really a bit of friction coming into contact with people who are going to have to reevaluate their life choices because of your presence, or vice versa. Okay, coming into contact with people who cause you to reevaluate your life choices overall, and like it's gonna be like this. It's gonna be like, damn, like I didn't know that was possible. Like I got to get my stuff together, right? Like, or it's gonna, or possibly like, like wow, I can't believe that person's being and doing that, so I need to do and be and do this now to be on that level, right? So it's gonna be like an opportunity for a wake-up call, and you will either be that shining light or you will be having someone come into contact with your life. My point is, if and when this happens during August overall, this is just general for August, then either one, be okay being that shining light. Don't be afraid to trigger other people because of what you've created for yourself internally and externally. And number two, be open to receiving the inspiration that person or that influence gives to you. Because that might open up a whole new gateway of like, all right, this person can do it. I can do it too. Let's go. So overall positive stuff, obviously with August, but that's the general energies of what's going on. But really good. I mean, overall really good. It's a very intense but very positively oriented month that we just really got to get through that whole new moon karmic return thing. It's like, that's going to be not so fun, I'm telling you right now. And it's honestly best to just go. Like, I know a lot of us will want to be tempted to like linger around and be, kind of like, should I go? Should I not? Or should I move forward with my life and take all this amazing energy? Or should I stay back? And regardless, it's going to end up being they got to face their karma. You got to go get yours. So it's always best to just say, I got to go. I love you, and I'm going because I got to live my purpose and I got to fulfill it. And you got stuff to face, my friend. So that's really the harder part, the harder reality of what we're gonna have to face on that new moon on the 28th of July. Okay. Someone says, my birthday's on August 10th. I'm feeling a change environment. Awesome. Yeah, that's good. Good. Change environment's always good. All right. So that is the astrological update for this particular live stream. Again, if you guys missed anything and you want to watch that back, it will be recorded on my YouTube channel, Brandon Tobias. The whole live stream will be recorded on there if you guys want to check it out. Now, I just want to open it up to general Q&A, check in with the chat here, and see how everyone's doing. Okay, so we'll do maybe, I don't know, we'll see how it goes, 3 to 5, maybe 10, just regular questions, okay? And again, this could be around health and healing, emotional blockages, physical blockages you're experiencing inside, soulmate, karmic, twin flame, divine counterpart journey, how to find your purpose. Like anything goes. Let's just ask and I can channel answers for you guys. Again, if you guys want a personal session with me, a one-on-one healing or a package or a recorded reading, check out brandontobias.com. All of my stuff is on there. Okay. But yes, huge energy shifts definitely happening here. Logan Page, Kitty, everything has changed. No, not just my 6 symptoms. I'm so thankful. You're so welcome for everyone who's hopping on. Logan Page received a healing from me on one of these live streams not too long ago, and she's reporting back. Thank you for reporting back, Logan. I appreciate it. She says everything has changed, not just my 6 symptoms. I'm so thankful. You're so welcome. Honestly, it warms my heart to know that what I do works and it really helps people. So thank you for sharing that. Okay, so Esley says, I'm stuck with investing more into, this is the Q&A, guys, if you guys want to do it. I'm going to try to apply to everyone, obviously. I'm stuck with investing more into what I've already gave so much to because I'm trying to be practical with finance at the same time. So how to proceed forwards. Okay, good. So Esley, thank you for your question. From what I remember from channeling for you a while back, and also from looking at your chart and things like that, there's definitely an abundance of practicality within your chart, but there's also an abundance of playfulness. There's an abundance of fun loving, fun having, okay, a bit of goofiness as well to you. And this kind of like open, free-flowing, flexible version of you. And what I would say for you is when there's too much practicality or there's too much of one energy, you kind of got to balance it with the other end of it. So instead of being overly practical with what you want to proceed with, open it up to what is actually fulfilling, what is actually fun again. What would you actually enjoy if you were to do, if you were to create, if you were to actually put out? What is it that you would desire personally? And then mix that in with the practicality and see if you can't come up with something else. And then there's one more area to include. And of course, that's impact on people. That's impact on people. So what the three areas, practicality, right? As I mentioned in the beginning, practicality, your personal enjoyment or your desire of doing that thing, and then impact of other people. So which of those three areas needs some energy to balance out over to? And that's what I would say with you is you might be overtly in the practical side, try to balance it out with the fun loving, your personal desire side, or the impact on people. I hope that makes sense. Let me know if it doesn't, Nestle. Aaron Bryan says, my photography/creativity is what I live for. My fulfillment, part of my purpose. Good. With Sun and North Node in Taurus, Pisces Moon, Gemini rising, my head and heart have a hard time being on the same page. LOL. That's a great comment. I love that. I could definitely see how your creative aspects, creative elements, Aaron, are here really for what you're here to shine with. I see you channeling through your photography or your art as well. People getting hidden messages within your art that really changes their lives. So really good stuff. Esle says, I don't know how to proceed forward. You got to stop first, Esle. That's the first thing is if you don't know how to proceed forward, you got to stop what you're doing first, reevaluate, and then pull back, and then create something new or proceed in a different way. That's the only way to do it. Okay, that's the only way to do it. And I know that's hard because you want to keep going, but sometimes it does require stopping, slowing down, reevaluating, pulling back, and then going again. Okay, so if any guys are feeling that way as well, like you're stuck, you don't know how to adjust or do, pull back, stop for a second, reevaluate, allow yourself that time and space. It's essential for your healing and it's essential for your sanity, by the way, and reevaluate yourself, okay? All right. Let's see what we got here on TikTok. Soul to Soul 44. I love your energy and your whole vibe. I'm going to schedule personal reading further evolve. Awesome. Thanks so much, Soul to Soul 444. I appreciate that. I'm excited to read for you. Really excited. I don't do too many recorded tarot readings at this time, but I do enjoy the ones that I get in. I do mostly live one-on-one healing sessions, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. Kathy says, I'm regretting not doing more with or for my mom before she passed. How can I heal from this? Well, here's the first thing that popped up for you, Kathy, is you might want to try channeling your mom. And many of us think, okay, you got to be a medium to do that. You got to be a psychic. You don't got to be a psychic to do that. Trust me. For you, Kathy, all you got to do is talk to your heart. You close your eyes in meditation, put your hand on your heart, and then ask to talk to your mom. And chances are, whenever there's unresolved karma, it's not just felt with you, it's felt by people who have passed on too. And they'll be more than happy to communicate with you, even if it's just in an energetic way, okay? So you can actually be the solution to your own karma, or you can be the solution to your own, things that are unfulfilled. You can go in and actually talk to them and re-fulfill or find fulfillment, find peace, okay, in that communication. So I'd recommend going in, closing your eyes, talking your heart, calling in your mom, and then having a conversation as if she was right next to you and telling her what you want to tell her, okay? Yeah, and just know that you might, and what I'm getting for you is you might literally speak to her. Like you might literally speak to her energy, her spirit, okay? And again, in the spirit world, how it all works is they'll allow spirits to come down temporarily just for certain things. It's funny, and I hope, Paula, you're okay with me sharing this, but I had a meditation the other day. Paula's grandpa had passed on, and we recognized that there was some karma happening between all of us. And during her meditation and my meditation, she connected me and him, and he came to me in my meditation, and I told her this, and she didn't tell me that she had done that. And she's like, yeah, so he came down and gave a very special energy to me, as a masculine energy. So crazy stuff like that can happen, right? But you just got to call them in. You're so incredibly handsome. I know this has nothing to do with what you're talking about, but wow, thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Can you tell me my guardian angel's name, please? Scars to Stars. I have a hard time with names, but let me try this one out. Just to test the waters here. The first thing I get for you, Scars to Stars, is Archangel Uriel is very close to you. This is one of the warrior angels. Okay, so I know that for sure. And that's one of the Archangel Protector Warriors that's close to you. I wouldn't say he's your guardian angel, although that's the first name that came to me. Then you have starts with an O. I'm getting like an Ozart or Ozark or something like that. Ozark. It's like they keep showing me an O. Okay, for you, Scars of Stars. I'm not sure what that means. Some angel name with an O. I'm not sure. It's harder for me with names, by the way. I've always struggled with specific names, but it starts with an O. You can look up your guardian angel's names on your based on your birthday. That's cool, Nick Brown. I didn't know that. Thanks for sharing that. Okay. Esley says, I balance between logistics and optimism with this risk. I actually had my tower moment with no plan being doing a trust fall. That's awesome. So I see. So Esley's saying she was stuck investing more into the trust fall. I see, even though she's trying to be practical with finances there. In that case, so that changes a lot because I think I misinterpreted what you said, Esley. In that case, if you are in the trust fall, but then there's that practicality of finances there, the trust fall will bring the finances. I know that that's the opposite of what I said before, but I thought you were talking about something different. I thought you were talking about you were in your job or something and you were being overly practical and you weren't doing enough of what makes you. So if you're already in it, you got to keep going. It's that trust fall, it's that leap of faith, okay, that says, shit, I don't know if this is going to work and make the money to survive, but I know that it's the right path kind of energy. That's the energy right there. If that feels like that for you, even though there's fears, I understand. Trust me, I understand that fear. You got to keep going and trust that the money will come. Okay? That would be your lesson there. So thank you for clarifying. I hope that helps you. Good question. And yes, that I know that sucks. I know that's scary. Believe me. I've been that so many times. All right. Is it true that people who are chosen and are prophets are the only ones that have archangels protecting them? No, I would not say that. Some people definitely have more angels around them, or they have a kind of a bigger variety of angels that come in and go because they're meant for a certain purpose. But you can really access any of the angelic energy at any time. You can tap in at any time. We all have access to it. But no, I wouldn't say that. The only thing I will say is sometimes someone will have more angels around them if they need the protection or they need the guidance. So it might even be the opposite. If someone has a big potential in their life chart or they're here to do a big purpose and they're kind of off track a little bit, then yeah, the angels, there'll be more of an angel team around them to kind of get them back on track or to give them the protection or the power that they need to find their way home. Good question. Clarky says, my hair is beautiful. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. What is the best way to heal from complex trauma? Good question. First, you got to be willing to ask this question. Okay, this is how do you heal from complex trauma? I'm not sure what you mean from complex, but I'm going to assume it's like deep emotional shit. So the answer is you got to be willing to see the trauma for what it is now. How is it affecting your life in this moment? What is it keeping you from? What does it keep you in a loop of thinking or feeling about? What is it trying to keep you away from in your life that's actually a positive and good thing? Once you identify the risk or the detriment or the punishment that this trauma is doing to you, you can then ask the question, why does this trauma want me to be in a certain way? Why does it want to keep me from this thing? And you talk to your body. Okay, so the literal way, and I mean this literally, this is what I do in my live one-on-one healing sessions, is I get people to talk to their bodies for the first time sometimes. And I say, heart of mine, soul of mine, okay, belly of mine, right? Because I can sense, my gift is a sense where the trauma's at, okay? And you can literally talk and say, stomach of mine, why is this trauma holding me back? Why do I feel fear in this moment? Why do I feel fear when it comes to following my purpose? Why does I feel fear when it comes to love? Whatever it is, and feel into that emotion and see what comes up through it. And allow yourself to open to that trauma. That's the hardest part, is allowing your body to open to the risk of feeling that trauma. See, we live in a society where the only solution is to shut things down. Okay? How many guys have had a medical condition, or you've been anxious, or you've been depressed, or you've been something, and doctors just said, okay, we're going to give you this, or we're going to do this surgery to just shut it out, take it away, and completely just ignore it, right? Let's not look at the root cause of why it's even there or what it's doing, what it's trying to tell you. Let's just shut that shit down. Okay, that's what we've been conditioned to do. But the opposite is how you actually heal from it. So if you have complex trauma, you want to open your body and say, all right, where does this come from? Why is it here? And let me feel the extent of it, what it doesn't want me to feel. Once you allow your body to feel that trauma, you can start on the healing journey. But that's the first part of it. Of course, if you want to do a live healing session with me, we can always do that, right? BrandonTobias.com. And that's pretty much what I tell people is it's a jump start to your healing. So I use my gifts to kind of show you, all right, that's what's going on there. That's what's the trauma's causing in your body. Here's how you release it. Then we release it together, and then you're just going, right? It's like a catalyzer. You got to keep doing the work after that. But it at least gets you on the journey, okay? But if you want to do it yourself, you can absolutely do that. You can just talk to your body, right? And just say, all right, what's going on here? Why is this here? And then feel that trauma. And then as you feel more of it, as you talk to more of it, you open yourself to it, and it starts to release naturally on its own. And depending on the severity of the trauma itself, the longer it'll take, right, to unwind and to fully release. Some trauma takes years to release, depending on how severe it is. Some trauma you can release in a day. Just depends on what it is. Kathy says, I've been healing my traumas layer by layer, precisely, right? We all have layers and layers and layers, and everyone on this live stream might know, or most people, as they've seen it, is I've done multiple healings on the same individual, always getting to a deeper layer, right? And so there's always healing to go through. Even myself, Paola, everyone, there's always multiple healing layers to go through and to continue on with. Okay. Sarah McCauley says, Brandon, I recently, last week, left a relation. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Also, congratulations, depending on which one is more appropriate for you. But thank you for sharing. Cami2121, looking forward to watching this on replay. Missed the healing. I'm so depleted these days. Oh, go watch that healing. Go watch that replay, Cami. It's going to get your energy back. Okay. Shit, because he was not a match for me as my highest self. How do I find the one who is a match? Oh, good question, Sarah. I didn't see her in the second comments. So Sarah asks a great question. She said, last week I left a relationship because he was not a match for me as my highest self. How do I find the one who is? All right. So when you start doing, Sarah, okay, as you are, as you're meant to be, just as you are, your highest possible self, or that terminology, let's just be your true self, all right? Let's just say your true self, because highest is kind of like you got to be holier than thou and you're perfect, and let's be honest, no one's perfect, okay? I know you're great, but you're not perfect. I'm not perfect either. No one's perfect. But your true self, your authentic self, all right? When you start doing and you start taking action in alignment with your authentic self and your true self, that in turn attracts in the matching counterpart energy of what will complement and support you on your soul purpose through either further growth or just support of that, okay? So think about it like this. God of the universe will only give you your other half, so to speak, or your counterpart or your person, right? They'll only give you that true person when you are in an energy of you're ready or you're needing or it's time. That person will actually catalyze your greatest purpose, your greatest fulfillment of impact on this earth. At least that's how it's working now with divine counterparts, okay? Meaning, when I say that, I mean two people here to help build a life together or serve a mission for earth. That's really who I channel for, is people who are looking for their divine counterpart, who are looking to change the world together or build something that will impact the world long term, okay? So when you start doing your half of the work and building your half of whatever it is your counterpart will aid you with, just by their very nature, that person will come along. Okay, does that make sense? It's exactly what happened with me and Paula Michelle. Like the minute I started doing tarot, I went on that journey. She started doing tarot. She went on that journey at around the same time. And we only met because we were both on our soul journeys, okay, impacting people, living true to ourselves, and, changing lives. Prior to that, we were doing karmic stuff. I was doing a job. She was doing her stuff, right? We weren't even in an environment where it was ready or compatible to meet. So my point is, we met and we came together because we were both focused on our missions, individual missions. And then it just so happened that our missions now coincide, right? They now, they cohabitate each other. And that's really what I mean by divine counterpart, is you're looking for that person that will aid, support, and complement your individual purpose and mission so that both missions can flourish together, okay? So it's a beautiful thing, and you're welcome. I hope that's helpful for you guys. So anyways, I think we're going to start to close it out here. Beautiful, beautiful questions. I'll answer a few more, actually, because I see a few more here. Good questions. How can I connect with my guides and decipher the messages more clearly to help me with my true purpose? So that's a great, great, great question here. Okay. This is for Technicolor Heroes. How can I connect with my guides and decipher the messages more clearly, help me towards my true purpose? Okay. So here's the first step. Anyone who wants to connect with their guides and angels, you want to consciously command or call them in with love. Your voice is your instrument to call in your guidance, okay? Guides and angels. You guys notice I do it before every live stream, and the channeling comes through, and it's not me, right? Guides and angels, okay? My personal guides and angels, loved ones, masters, and wise ones. Thank you for being here, yeah? You can notice, right? You'll start to be sensitive. Your body will start to be sensitive to when they arrive. You'll know, you'll feel it. There'll be a difference in the air. There'll be a difference in your body. Do I think God and tarot are intertwined? Yes, I do. I also believe that Jesus Christ did tarot and astrology. I do. I'm very religious and never know what to think. Thank you so much for answering that, or for asking that. I'm not going to say too much on this, but I have worked with the energy of Jesus Christ and Mary Magdalene a lot in my tarot readings. They always come through and they always aid me, and they always love it. They're smiling. I can see him smiling now in my heart, by the way, because he comes through me when I channel tarot. A lot of the times it is Jesus himself. And so that's why I say this isn't coming from a religious standpoint. It's coming from a love standpoint. And look, what's the end point of religion? I hope is to love. Jesus did tarot. Jesus did astrology. Astrology's in the Bible. And that's not proof that it's okay or that it's good, because we don't know that everything's in the Bible is actually good. But what I can tell you from personal experience is Jesus has come to me and helped me to channel on these live streams to help unite people together, to unite true love counterparts together. Him and Mary Magdalene are on a journey to unite true love counterparts on earth at this time. So that's really who I'm channeling for on behalf of. So I really do think tarot has a horrible connotation because it's like witchcraft and all that stuff. And it's like, that was just demonized by the church, because tarot really has a magical essence to it. Tarot empowers the individual. Tarot allows the subconscious mind of the individual to be heightened, okay, to be able to pick up and raise your intuition, raise your consciousness. And so the messages that come through, right, are simply coming through from, right, source and or the divine and or my subconscious to you guys. And I hope you can feel, if not, I mean, go watch it back and you tell me, because I'm just objective here, but are those messages objective or coming from true love, right? Unconditional love, or are they from my ego? Are they what I think or I want to channel from, right? And I know the answer to that, but I'm going to ask you guys that so you guys can check and see. Because if they truly are objective and they truly are coming from unconditional love, they got to come from somewhere, right? But no, and that's why I do my best to really, and I think part of my mission is to really reestablish the meaning of tarot and the significance of tarot, because it's got such a bad reputation. It's got such a bad rap, but really it's a tool to be used to connect with the divine. And so long as you are not channeling from ego, or you're channeling from dark sources or dark spirits or anything like that, it's a very useful and very divine tool. And I do use it through God, and I do use it from God and Jesus and Mary Magdalene. I believe that completely. It's the intention behind the tools used. Yes, absolutely. Okay. Scars and Stars, Mary Magdalene, teacher and student. Yeah, absolutely. Aaron Bryan says, okay, so I haven't finished. I'm so sorry. I guess that was kind of an answer. So technically here is, how can I connect with my guide to see angels, but I don't know what to do with it. Okay. So a lot of the times, and this is where it's hard to connect, the guides, our angels, they will connect with us through feelings and emotions in our body. Okay. Meaning that, let's say I see an angel number. I see 555 in the corner. Okay. Or I just got a question on my pop-up thing, how to stay motivated / gain motivation back on my little phone. I just literally got that on my phone right now. The question was, how do I gain motivation / gain motivation back on my little YouTuber channel, Reddit subscription. So they'll send messages if it strikes up an emotion in your body, in your stomach or your soul or your heart. There's a message there. And it's coming from an outside source. And it's not just coming from nothing. When you get chills, when you get emotions, when you feel into that, when you get a random message or an angel number, there's something behind that. And it's up to you to decipher what that is. Their job is to deliver it. Our job is to learn how to decipher that. And you can do that by checking into your body. And so let's say I see 555 and I go, okay, what do I feel intuitively that message is trying to display to me? 555 for me has always meant personal changes coming in life. Like, get ready for a bit of a roller coaster, because there's going to be massive changes coming down the line here. So what feels like it's going to change could be love, relationship, could be money, could be purpose, could be this. So look up the definition. That's always helpful on Google, but really tap into your body and say, how does that apply to me now? And then listen for the feelings, listen for the intuitive messages coming through, the feeling in your body. That's the best way I can give that guidance in this particular moment, okay? So I hope that helps you. All right. And that was for Technicolor Heroes. Good. Now, Aaron Bryan asked a question. You're welcome. I hope that helps. Nick Brown says, meditation, I love this answer. Meditation is the best answer. The more you do it, the easier it gets. I struggle too, trying to discern who is talking to me. Thank you, Nick Brown. Yeah, we all do sometimes, especially at the very beginning, okay? But you really got to, and this is, I've worked with Nick before, and I really appreciate that, because I think he's learning and everyone's learning. You really got to connect to your body too. If you're too much ungrounded, or you're too much in your head, okay, you're not going to be able to differentiate very well what is true and what is really through unconditional love. But if you connect with your body as well as your third eye and your psychic abilities, you can feel the source or the intention of where and who it's coming from. And it always, always, always must come from unconditional love if it's going to be a clear message. You got to differentiate that. If you're confused, ask, is this coming, or does this serve unconditional love? Yes or no. If not, don't listen to it. If yes, listen to it. Okay. Aaron Bryan, weird question. You don't have to answer if it's too far out there. Nothing's too far out there, Aaron Bryan. Can you confirm whether there are elementals around us, and do we all have a protective dragon with us? Good question. We do not all have a protective dragon with us. Some of us do. You do. Okay, so I'm going to channel that for you. Yes, you do. And elementals are absolutely a thing. In fact, I wasn't even aware of them, really, and I didn't really believe in them until Paula. One day, we had just planted some jade in our backyard. We live in near Phoenix, Arizona. And one day we planted some jade. And I'll never forget it. I was just waking up from sleep. And I just intuitively see this little creature like on my bed, like this little tiny thing. And I'm like, what the heck is that? And I'm like, oh, I start shaking, and I'm like, and then I wake up and it disappears, and it looked like a little gnome. And I was like, what the hell? Like, what is going on? And then I told Paula, and she's like, oh yeah, that's a gnome. And I'm like, a gnome? Like, what the hell is this? Gnomes are real? She's like, yeah. I'm like, what else is real? She's like, oh, elemental. She's like, fairies are real. I was like, I was like, what? She's like, yeah, no, I used to have them all the time in Florida. I just don't tell people because they think I'm crazy. So they are a real thing. I've seen it myself, at least a gnome. Elementals for sure. We were once, tell you a story about elementals. We were once exploring houses around Phoenix to rent and to be and live in. And we were, it was nighttime, and we were exploring this home, and there was this big grass kind of tall bushel field in the backyard. And we just kept looking at it, and I was like, why does that thing look alive? Like, why is it looks like there's that bush, that thing has like a life in it, like there's just life to it. And Paula goes, that's an elemental. I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, it's an elemental. And I'm like, oh man, that's crazy, because it looked like the tree was alive, or it looked like the bush was alive. And she can see better than I can. She has different gifts. She can see a lot more clearly than I can. But yeah, no, they're definitely a thing. I don't know too much about them because I have limited experience, but Paula, if she's ever, when she goes live next, she's starting to go live, she can definitely answer more about that. Dragons, yes, though, so definitely. And there's certain people who do have dragons. You'll know if you do, right? I actually, I haven't checked base with my dragon too much, but I have this guy. He's been here. He's beautiful, though. He always watches over and really has helped protect the live stream since I put him here. Her name, and I think she might be here. So Paula, if you want to say hi and have people follow you, go ahead and put your name in the chat. I think she's watching. She might be watching and doing something else. But she's starting to go live. Her name's Paula Michelle with 3 L's and yeah, there she is, 3 L's and 3 L's. So if you guys want to follow her, check her out. She's actually got specific twin flame, twin soul, feminine, funny content. So she's she's a good one to follow, obviously, for sure. So definitely recommend that. Esley says, I think a dragon and fairies are significant to me. I've had a very vivid image of a dragon, says Melanie Brewer. Due to my dreams and culture with dragons, Paula, yes, would love to follow you. Awesome. Very cool. She has a dragon. I know she does. I think her dragon's name is Cleo. She can correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, she has a dragon. She can talk more about that. All right, good stuff, guys. Aaron Bryan says, oh, that's awesome. I love it. Thank you. I'm trying so hard to see and connect with them. I feel my dragon sometimes. That's awesome. Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be important for you to connect, Aaron, for sure. That it's going to give you an authority to your work and a fire that's going to help you to really stand out even more. So I definitely recommend connecting that dragon more. They're pretty important. All right, guys. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for hopping on this live stream. I truly appreciate it. It's been an absolute blast and an absolute journey for all of us. Thank you guys for connecting. Few things I'll say is, number one, definitely I'm going to, if not weekly zodiac readings, posting good content here on the YouTube channel. So be sure to subscribe to my channel, Brandon Tobias on YouTube. If you guys want to be notified next time I go live, if you enjoyed this, if it's your first time here, thank you so much for watching and staying here. I really appreciate you. Be sure to hit that little bell button in my TikTok bio so you can be notified when I plan to go live. I will be scheduling my lives out throughout the week, and I typically do free diagnostic healings. So if you guys are looking for a diagnostic in your body, emotionally, physically, right? You're having physical symptoms, emotional trauma symptoms, like you want help with that. I do free diagnoses at least a few times a week for 3 to 5 or even more people every live stream typically. So be sure to hit that bell button so you get notified and you don't miss a live. And I'll be happy to do more of that stuff. Be sure to subscribe on my YouTube channel, Brandon Tobias. Be sure to hit that like button. I really appreciate that. Be sure to follow Paula Michelle if you want to follow a Divine Feminine on her journey and watch her get more triggered by her Divine Masculine here. Thanks, Stephanie. I appreciate you being the moderator here. And you guys must be doing a great job because I haven't seen any spam or any weird energy so far. And finally, if you guys want a live healing session with me or an unblockage session with me, right, where we go through traumas, we look at what's really blocking you from manifesting the life of your dreams or the love of your life or the money or the whatever it is, that's what I specialize in, right? So I'm an intuitive health guy, but I also help with unblocking the things that aren't allowing you to step into your true purpose and your true passion. So that's all on my website, brandontobias.com, of course, with channel tarot readings and empowerment astrology readings as well, if any of you guys are interested in that. So thank you guys again so much. We will be live every Sunday from here on out for this particular live stream, so look out for those. And then we will go from there. Stacy says, Brandon, you broke my tie with my mom and then my dad died. I am so sorry to hear that. And I've been hearing that way too often lately. And it's just a testament to showing that, look, these cords, right, what they are sustaining, as tough and as sad as it is, sometimes it really is sustaining a life force that we're not aware of. So I'm really sorry. My condolences for you there, Stacy. I'll be booking reading with you, says Dr. Joe. Awesome. I'm looking forward to that. Definitely glad to find you this evening. Thank you. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate that, guys. All right. Much love for you guys. David Lewis in the house. Thank you very much. Brandon has the world in your oyster. How about? It's okay, David Lewis. I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for hopping on here. I appreciate you all. Have an amazing, blessed Sunday and a blessed week. Enjoy your new moon energy. I love you all so much. I'm so grateful for you. Tabitha says, I definitely have block one. I have to figure them out. You will. Don't worry. You will in time. And I appreciate you guys. I will see you guys on the next one. Bye for now.